Well, welcome back. What kind of threats do hackers pose to businesses worldwide, but also in South Africa? Well, to take us into the world of hacking, we're joined now by White Hat Security founder Jeremiah Grossman here for the ItWeb Security Summit, Annual Security Summit here in South Africa. Jeremiah, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Is this your first trip to South Africa?
It's actually my second trip. I attended ItWeb last year as well.
Okay. Were you once a hacker?
Was I once a hacker? Maybe when I was a teenager, but I have since grown up and made it a career for myself.
One of the things that you've looked at while you were here are the top hacking events that have happened in the past, say, couple of years. What is the top event in your book?
So part of my company, our job is to know what the bad guys are doing to websites in general, how they're impacting business. So as part of that effort, my job is to look at the new attack techniques that the bad guys are employing and simulate those on live systems so we can stay one step ahead. So we're not the first ones to get breached.
Okay.
That's the way we look at it. So we look at incidents, compromises, but also the attack techniques that are being employed.
Okay. Do you have one specific, perhaps, earth-shattering event that happened that really kind of changed the way you look at things?
A lot of times the bad guys will use techniques that are a little old, but they're looking for the lowest common denominator to hack a whole lot of companies at the same time. So one of the attack techniques that we see employed a lot is something called SQL injection, where you can go to a website using nothing more than a web browser and download all the confidential information from that particular website just with a few keystrokes. And that has been happening all over the world and also in the United States.
Jeremiah, it just seems like in the old days hackers used to, sort of do it for the reputation, just to prove that they could break into a system. Yes. It now seems to be much more sinister, especially with what you've just mentioned now. Is that the case?
Yeah, that was the case back then. It was all about the art of the hack. But now attacks have also industrialized. There's a lot of money to be made in cybercrime. And also it's nation-state sponsored activity. So you not only have organized crime, but you have nation-state sponsored activities. From cybercrime itself, it has been said in different studies in the industry that the losses generated from cybercrime have now eclipsed the drug trade. So it's a very, very large problem.
Is there, when you talk about nation-states, is it attacking a specific country then? How does that work? So
with nation-state sponsored attacks, the goal is not to derive money or get value, but is to command and control your enemy's computer systems. So this is cyber war or preemptive cyber warfare. So in the event of actual war, you have command and control over your adversaries.
Okay. Is it, with regard to it, is there perhaps a single organization that is also perhaps most attacked? One gets the feeling from movies that everyone's always trying to get into the FBI's website or something like that. Is that the case?
I think everybody is. Some entities are probably getting hacked or attacked more than others. Yeah. But right now, the way it exists, it seems like at least the modern countries, the larger countries, everybody's attacking everybody else all the time and trying to get as much foothold as they possibly can.
And it seems to be for financial benefit often as well these days.
Both for financial benefit if you're in the organized crime and that's what you're into, but also major incidents and major investments with nation-state sponsored activities for command and control purposes to disrupt critical infrastructure, disrupt power, disrupt water, things of that nature.
With regards to South Africa, I don't know how much you know about the hacking world in South Africa. Is there anything that you can tell us? Are we big in this world?
There's a lot of my colleagues that are from South Africa that are very good at what they do. One particular company, Sense